The parking lot was still wet from the early morning rain when Marcus Reed finished mopping the executive floor. His uniform smelled faintly of bleach, his hands rough, his back aching in a way that never fully went away. He moved quietly, the way people learn to do when the world expects them not to be noticed. At 52, with graying hair and calm eyes, Marcus had mastered invisibility. He pushed his cart through the glass doors and stepped outside, the sun glinting off rows of luxury cars, polished German sedans, imported SUV, machines that screamed money. At the far end sat his car, a 1969 Mustang fastback, midnight blue, paint chipped in places, hood slightly misaligned. Old, loud, alive. As Marcus reached for the door handle, a sharp laugh cut through the air. "You actually drive that thing." The voice belonged to Blake Harrington, the company's CEO. Tailored suit, white teeth, confidence sharpened by decades of winning. A small group of executives stood with him, keys in hand, amused already. Blake nodded toward the Mustang like it was an insult. "That car is junk. Probably costs more to keep running than it's worth." Marcus straightened slowly. He'd heard worse in his life. He gave a polite smile. "She still runs," he said softly. Blake scoffed. "Running isn't the same as being valuable. You should let it go. Get something sensible." His eyes flicked over Marcus's uniform. "Then again, I guess it fits." The laughter stung more than Marcus expected, but he said nothing. He slid into the driver's seat, hands resting on the steering wheel like they were greeting an old friend. He turned the key, the engine roared to life. Deep, controlled, powerful, the sound turned heads. Even Blake paused, frowning slightly. Marcus pulled out of the lot without looking back, unaware that Blake's smile had faded, replaced by something closer to irritation. That night, in a dim garage behind a modest house, Marcus lifted the Mustang's hood. This wasn't nostalgia. It wasn't pride. It was work. Inside that engine was something no one at the company knew about. An advanced combustion prototype Marcus had been designing for 20 years. Cleaner, stronger, capable of rewriting efficiency standards. Once, long ago, Marcus had been an engineer. A brilliant one. But after layoffs, lawsuits, and doors quietly closing, he'd taken the job no one questioned him for. He kept building anyway. When he turned the ignition again, sensors lit up, day, to streaming across a tablet. Numbers spiked perfectly. Marcus exhaled, a smile finally breaking through. "Almost there," he whispered. 2 weeks later, the company's flagship engine project failed catastrophically. Investors panicked. Stock plunged. Emergency meetings filled the top floor Marcus cleaned every night. Blake Harrington stood at the head of the table, jaw tight, voice sharp, confidence cracking. "We need a miracle," he snapped. That evening, as Marcus emptied trash cans, Blake noticed a tablet glowing on the janitor's cart. Complex schematics, live engine data. Blake froze. "Where did you get that?" he demanded. Marcus looked up calmly. "From my car," Blake laughed once harshly. "You expect me to believe a janitor solved a problem my entire R&D division couldn't?" Marcus met his eyes. For the first time, he didn't look invisible. "I didn't solve your problem," he said. "I solved mine." The next morning, the Mustang sat in the executive testing bay. Engineers crowded around, skeptical, tense. Blake watched with folded arms as Marcus took the driver's seat. No uniform now, just a plain jacket, steady hands. He turned the key. The engine didn't roar, it purred. Then it surged smooth, clean, impossibly powerful. Data exploded across monitors, emissions near zero. Output off the charts. Silence filled the room before chaos broke loose. Within 6 months, the company announced a revolutionary engine platform, valued at over $2 billion. Headlines praised Blake Harrington's vision, but in the press conference, Blake stepped aside and cleared his throat. "This doesn't belong to me," he said. "It belongs to Marcus Reed." Marcus stood there, stunned, as cameras flashed. The same man who'd mocked him now extended a hand, eyes lowered. "I was wrong," Blake said quietly. "About the car, about you." Marcus shook his hand, firm but measured. "People usually are," he replied. That evening, Marcus drove his Mustang home, same chipped paint, same loud soul, but the world heard it differently now.